What's going on, my beautiful people? How are you? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I hope all is well. Before I get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will greatly appreciate your support. This is actually episode 211, and the topic of this particular episode is I hope. I hope. Reason for this is there's a lot of things that we all pray for, a lot of things that we hope to happen, a lot of good things that we want to happen. And we put that in the form of saying, I hope this, I hope that. In this particular episode, I just want to go over a few things that, I hope. And part of that is, or one of those things is, I hope we start to understand when people show you who they are, please believe them. Please believe them. I really hope we start to understand that, because that's not lost just on me saying that. Sometimes, not even sometimes, there's always cases when things happen and individuals show you exactly who they are. And, you hope to see the best out of people. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's just not the case. So when they show you who they are, you have to believe them. You have to believe them. I would like to say that we all have eyes to see and we all have ears to hear. But I also hope that we start to understand there's so much power in unity. There's so much power in people coming together. I don't care, black, green, purple, white, whatever. Just for a quick second, move aside the racist tendencies and all of the stuff that happens between different races and forget that for a second. And let's just look at the power and unity when you bring people together. You bring people together and you're sitting at the same table to have open dialogue and conversations. I hope we can do that, because to invoke positive changes means you have to have open and honest dialogue. And if you can do that, all the things that we think are so different about each other culturally and all this other stuff, you will find there's common ground. There truly is common ground between races without people fueling the fire because they're trying to fight and stoke division with all the differences that different people have culturally. Throw that stuff out the window. There's power in unity. There's power in honesty. There's power in open and clear dialogue where you can find a common ground with people. Doesn't matter what your nationality is. Honestly, that's what I hope for. Another thing I hope for, I hope we see and can understand, start to understand the real respect that we have for one another and the differences of one another. And again, if we can respect that, we have a great chance of coming together on a common ground once again. And that's just respecting each other's differences. It's really that simple. It's just respecting each other's differences. So I really do hope and pray for that. I hope we give each other the respect to listen to the different views and the different perspectives. Their strength in finding a common ground with where we all stand. There is strength in that. Because once again, that goes back to there's power in unity. If we can respect each other's, if we can respect to hear each other's differences, to understand each other's differences, then you start to meet on common ground. And if you can meet on common ground, you can start to move in a way where it's productive for everybody. For everybody. So adversity and inclusion is really what makes America great. I just said it. The adversities and the inclusion is really what makes America great, because once you understand what someone has been through, what a group of people has been through, the different adversities that they've had to face, and you are sitting down and you become inclusive in that conversation, inclusive in that walk, inclusive in the understanding of what each other had to fight through, you start to build the strength of conversation, and you start to build the respect level in conversation, and there empowers your unity. I hope and pray for that, because that's how we get to turn things around. I hope and pray for that. Let's collectively have that conversation. Let's collectively share that. Let's collectively, respectfully learn and hear each other's experiences. That's the only way you meet on common ground. If I can sit and listen to somebody's experiences, and we all know experience is what forms perspective. If I can learn from somebody else's experiences, if I can learn from somebody else's adversities, if I can learn from somebody else's differences, I then could respect them for right where they stand. You meet people where they are. And I get an opportunity to talk to that person or group of people right where they are from a respectful ear of listening. And they can listen to me with a respectful ear. Dude, young and old, doesn't matter about color. It's not about race. There's power in unity. I hope and pray for that, for all of us. That is the only way you get a chance to change the direction of people who are stoking and they want to move in this direction for obvious reasons. And the agenda is set, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Because if we come together and we listen to one another, we hear one another, we experience the differences with one another and share stories, you have a chance to meet on common ground. And that's what I hope and pray for. So this particular episode of Napoleon's Corner is all about hope. I hope we have the power to listen, to hear, and to see each other on common ground. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I'll see you next week. Take care.